Brothers and sisters, proper greetings. This picture you're looking at here is more or less what I see coming than what I know will happen in my life. In the land of Pseudo, as you can see the title before I take it away. Give me one moment. Let's ask Google what pseudo means. Google, what is the definition of pseudo?
Here's the definition of pseudo: derogatory, not genuine, spurious, or sham.
So before we have the chance to say, Meech, what are you talking about? We must remember everything that I've been talking about. If I talk about Rick, will people understand how much of what they believe is make believe? And much of what they say is not all the way fanciful, but it is a sham. If I talk about the rapture and how most of the people that deal with me to some degree buy into the book of Revelations, not every one of them, but a lot of them, and they believe that because I have not thoroughly put my foot up the back end of that part of the Bible, that I haven't proven my point, but actually I have. See, Revelation speaks on one beast, but Daniel spoke on four. Revelations tells us 144,000, but Moses told us through the words of the Lord, thousands and thousands of his saints. Doesn't give us a number. When Revelation speaks on the new heaven and the new earth, a concept that was implanted into a book called the Book of Enoch. But when you read the actual chapter, the word new is not even in the book. In neither translation or transliteration. Come on. Changing the face of something and transforming it is not making it new. What if the word is restore? What if the word is repair? What if the word is reinvigorate? All those words have different meanings, by the way. So we're supposed to trust that. Give me one moment. Let's see something else. Because it's important and it's imperative that we get this. Where are we at? Let's see. Hebrew word for transform. Oh. Okay. No big deal. We're going to switch between a couple pages this whole time. Google again. Hebrew word for change. It already knows what I'm looking for. Now look. Let me blow up the page just the eensy beatsy wincy bit. Okay, it's all visible. It's all clear. Let me blow up the other page just the eensy beatsy wincy bit. Bam. Now look, brothers and sisters. Look closely at those symbols. The very front ones and the last ones in the back. You see how you see in this symbol right here? Looks like it's four symbols. So it's the back part. Understand? Listen to me. Listen to me. If and only if these two words are in the same book, one says transform, one says change, One is a Slavonic rendition, if you will, and the other is an Ethiopic rendition. My point being, one word has the base ending, the other word has a different beginning. So transform, if this means change, if this part right here means change, right? Then this other part means something that brings about the change. Now let's just see if we can't pull this up. Search the web for bow. What does it mean? Geometric shape is what it's saying that means. Geometric shape. So the shape of something is going to change. Oh, that's weird. Listen, brothers and sisters. In the land of pseudo, sham, fake, spurious, what is one to presume? Yeah? I mean, what am I going to tell you in this land? You know, the land of pseudo, the land of the sham. If you believe in the book of Revelations, truly, why does it not talk about the great shedding of blood? Think about this. So who are the saints? Isn't it awfully convenient that the same book of Enoch was taken out of the Bible when the book of Revelations and all the believed New Testimony was added to it? Is that not something to look at and raise your eyebrow over? Or is it something that you merely sweep under the rug because it makes you feel better at night? See, it's not any one person's job to inform you, but if it is my job to inform you, it is also my job to be taken serious. What I say is of a very serious nature. You believe in ancestor worship, or you listen to people who do believe in that. Yet you don't believe in life after death, or you don't want to wait to get yours after death, I should say. So you want your heaven on earth. Yet the same Jesus in the same New Testimony has told people, woe to them that are rich. I've covered this before with you. Does that say, woe to them that were rich? Nope. But in the land of pseudo, you wouldn't know the difference. Just like if I take that title off and I put it there. No one knows it's not there, right? They're not looking at the program like I'm looking at it. They only see what I want them to see. Come on, somebody get with me and get with what I'm saying. So if all you see is what they want you to see, if you readily admit that your enemies have miseducated you, why can it not be that your enemies, all of whom I have shown you their biological genetic relation, from the Franks to the Ilkhans to the Turks, I have given you something to build and base the understood, or I should say the tacit implication of what it is that they've done, which is to create an environment that fosters their pseudo prophecies. Because one of you would have to tell me when the four beasts came up out of the water. You know, the Great Sea. There are no such things. There is no such thing as an ocean. Just throwing that out there. And the earth used to be one piece. So the whole entire planet was covered in far more water than, as far as surrounded. All the earth was surrounded by water at one point. Yes, this is the case. In the days of Daniel, obviously, this is way after the Tower of Confusion. Obviously, the earth has been separated. If in case you're ever wondering how Noah could go to the edges of the earth and do all these things, I'm not going to get too carried away. Or like Lamech, his father, could go to the edges of the earth. I'm not going to get too carried away. It's because the earth was one piece still. The earth was still one piece after the flood. But come on, let's move forward. In the land of Pseudo, none of those things are real. But if a scientist tells you that the earth used to be one piece and it was called Pangea, folks believe that and eat it up because a lab rat looking thing, pale monkey looking thing told them so. But out of the same book that they absconded these ideas and these ventures, you dare not read, nor give it the due diligence that it deserves from you. But your favorite TV shows get all your time. Your favorite Instagrammers and TikTokers get all your time. Your favorite YouTubers get all your time. There's a reason why I don't go crazy to upload a bunch of information, because I see that the receptiveness of what I lay out is not for everyone. And I would rather only the true called, only the true chosen get what I have to say. I shake my sandals off at the gate of every city when I leave, whether they took the message or not. That's my secret. And I cast not my pearls among swine, neither dogs. I need not be in a position to feel that they were trampled over, nor in a position where they might try to overtake me. Met an individual the last couple days who says that he's a Muslim. Believes that his people come from Mecca. The only problem with his prognosis is that that religion wasn't invented until well after 500 AD. So that means that in the common era of life, of so-called history, that faith was discovered. Not only this part, but the issue being that they say that the people who were the actual original practitioners of the faith misinterpreted the faith. How convenient, after the fact that those who were the chosen people had been dispersed and had been broken. How even more convenient that you do this at a time where in which groups like the Franks, like the Turks, were starting to get a foothold in the environments that they were in. Does no one else find it awkwardly amazing that even though the Islamic conquest managed to conquer most of the known world back then, they still lost the Crusades? Think about that. Think about that. The Ottoman Empire technically didn't dissolve until the end of World War One. Think about it. One of these days, we're going to get what we need, and we're going to be able to stand back and see the evil that is being perpetrated right in front of our very eyes. I need not speak another piece of information to anyone about so-called facts. I have hundreds of videos dedicated to me delivering information right from the sources, right from the horse's mouth. In the land of Pseudo, they can sham you. They can be dishonest and deceiving, make believe. They can be fake with you because it benefits them that you believe in something that is not true. If you believe that you truly are free, as free, use free, huh? If that's really the case, then why are you talking about oppression? See, if you were truly free, you wouldn't be oppressed. That's the part about that they forgot to tell you. That you don't have to be rich to not be oppressed. Think about that. Yet a great number of individuals, if they lost their jobs today, would be in threat of losing their home within a matter of 2 months, maybe 3 if they have enough money put away. Most individuals. Very few people have the sort of equity that they need to sustain their life and their lifestyle for a year or better. When you do the right thing, you expect the right things to happen. But if you only half believe something, so if you believe the book of Revelations more than you believe the book of Genesis, we're already at a standstill. And if you believe that you're a Muslim, we're even more at a standstill because you're not even a legitimate Israelite. Israelites were not Muslims. If you want to say that Ishmaelites are Muslims, that's fine. But that's not an Israelite. That's not a child of Jacob. That's a child of Ishmael. Okay? And that would be the brother of Isaac who begot Jacob. So when you start to talk about those things, just keep them in context of true historical tone. Muslims don't circumcise their sons until they're 14. But where do they get that from other than the Bible? See, once again, where was their so-called faith in the scripture? Right? Where was it? Even the book of Joshua, which has certain things in it that are very questionable, even the book of Joshua tells us that when Abraham was across the water, that yes, he did worship other gods. Now, what I'm intending to point out is that they come from moon worshipers. Automatically, they worshiped feminine spirits or a feminine like spirit because the moon is a feminine. She's she. It's a she. And the sun is a he. So now I know this is going to seem awkward for some people, but for someone to go from praising she's to praising he's, right? That's a major change. So this is why when folks try to tell you that, oh, we're Egyptian or we're Nubians, we're Cushites. The problem with that prognosis is that those are individuals who were known to engage in polytheism, meaning that they believed in more than one God, and there was contradictions within their beliefs. Someone who worships masculine energy is going to disagree with an overly feminine understanding of life. Yes, that's the truth. In the land of Pseudo, before we leave, you were told that in the end, God is going to put a mark on the forehead of his people. But in the book of Enoch, we're merely told that there would be a light upon the elect. Yes? Yes, we were. So, no prophets in the Old Testament can verify the mark of the beast. A singular beast, not 4 beasts that come up out of the water. And even though Jeshua told us that there were false prophets going forward, the book of Revelations is solely focused on this one false prophet, at least in this instance, when it speaks on the beast. And I need y'all to understand, it's not for nothing that I say these things. But if I don't go around the world with it, then you may not get the big picture. In the land of Pseudo, you were told to believe that individuals who look nothing like you are in fact you. In the land of Pseudo, you were told that your God-given enemies who have forsaken you in this land should be forgiven. Because if we want forgiveness, then we should forgive them. But my first strife with man, real man, was at home, not abroad. So if I forgive my brother man, then I assume that's what the Most High God is talking about. I don't worry about forgiving Gentiles for their wicked ways. Let them work it out with God. Since they indeed are the true everything, and this is what they've told you, they're Egyptians, they're Jews, they're actually the real Cushites, they're also Germans. Yeah, if you let them tell you, they were the native indigenous people of this land. Yep. So, you have one of two choices, people. You continue to live with your blinders on, and you will crash. Yes, you will crash. Or you get out of your comfort zone and take those blinders off and realize that the only chance that you have, the only stake you have in living and surviving, is the fact that you may possibly get to see the end of this entire wicked system. But if you are too invested in it and too afraid to have no thing, then that will be your demise. I pray not death and destruction on my people. I speak life for you. Speak life for you. Do I not say to you very often, every time we speak almost, may tomorrow be better than today, and may your next week be better than your last? Do I not speak life unto you? I do. I don't have time to sit here and tell you about how much money I make or how I'm this and how I'm that, because there's a certain way I feel about me that no one else has to feel. Enoch told us that the snow was stored up in chambers of heaven, not me. Enoch told us that there's two winds that curse the earth, not me. Enoch said this. Enoch told me that there was 364 days in a year, not me. But in the land of Pseudo, there's 365. Enoch told me that there's an edge of the earth, not me. But then I look at anything cylindrical that doesn't have a true edge on it. Enoch said, no man shall see as I have seen, not me. Having said that, I pray that in the land of Pseudo, you begin to see that the lies that you have been told are too great for me to wish to overcome. I simply hope that you overcome the lies yourself, and that you realize that the less time you spend meditating and thinking about the Most High God, the less time you will have to get your house in order. And I don't mean your physical home. I'm talking about you. I salute you, brothers and sisters, and I bless you. We are in the land of Pseudo. You will need every bit of your wits and your goodwill to make it through this. Be neither too wise, lest thou be confounded, neither too wicked, lest thou should die before your time. With that said, do not let them confuse you and lie to you, for you are in the land of Pseudo.